Here's how to remove WordPress plugins from your website to improve its SEO and site speed, and there might be a few reasons why you want to do this. Because every plugin that goes into your website injects some code or adds some code, which can slow down your website, which means lower Google rankings. If you have outdated plugins as well, it means that you've got chances of being hacked or blacklisted on sites, which will tank your SEO. And the reason for that is whenever you don't update your plugins at all, then some people can find vulnerabilities in those plugins and then they can attack you because you didn't patch the new update. There are a lot of different things. I'm not going to go through all these. You can read them on the screen. I'm going to take you through some real examples of plugins you might want to remove and how to replace them yourself. And so a lot of people are scared of removing plugins. If you don't have a good hosting provider and you delete or add a new plugin, sometimes it can break the website. You don't want that. But if you've got a really good hosting provider like Cloudways, then that won't happen. So let's go through a few that we might want to delete. I recommend opening up a notepad and then with the notepad, start documenting what you're going to delete. So deleted Akismet. So I'll say that deleted all in one SEO. So that's what we're going to delete from here because we don't need them. We might just say we deleted this. I'm just going to format this after the video so I'm not wasting your guys' time. So we're just going to go through the rest of these. I'm going to delete that because they're deactivated. Even if they're deactivated, they're still added bloat to your website. That's a big thing that you want to pay attention to. So we're going to have to delete all of these. And I'll delete them now just to show you how to bulk delete. So you'll be able to do this and then delete and then apply. Press OK. And then after you've done that, normally there's some sort of caching tool that you can purge. So I might want to purge all pages in this case, just so that, it's refreshed. DreamHost automated migration. Now, a lot of websites that I see, they still have some sort of migration tool installed for no reason. Like they're not using it anymore, so there's no point having it. So I would say deactivate this. And there's no replacement tool that you're going to replace it with, so that's fine. So delete this, right? Duplicator, we don't need that one. The SMTP we need, so delete. We need the SMTP because that sends emails between the server of the WordPress website to anyone. Elementor we'll keep. I'll see if we need this. I don't think we will, but this looks like it just displays a YouTube feed. Now, Elementor, right, the plugin, it allows you to embed YouTube files as like a widget. So you can just drag and drop a YouTube widget and then put in the URL for that widget. So you don't really need external things like this to use that same feature because if you're clever enough, you'll find that the plugin, like these plugins, will have everything you need already. So that can reduce bloat by just deleting this. So we would have to investigate this, right? Investigate, right? Investigate and replace with Elementor. Font Awesome, same. Like Font Awesome could be replaced with Elementor because Elementor has built-in Font Awesome capabilities. So we would replace Font Awesome with Elementor. I'm not going to show you how to do that because that would be like something you would have to investigate yourself on how to do. Like look at where on your website has the kind of icons that you need to replace. See how you can drag and drop the Elementor widget to replace those icons. And then you can come back over here and deactivate this. So you always make sure that you've found a replacement before you go ahead and willy-nilly deactivate things. You don't want to do that because you might break the website or different sections, okay? Monster Insights, I know for a fact they don't need this because we already have different analytics tools that we look at, and why would you want to bloat your website with some built-in analytics? There's no point to it. So I would say delete this. I would even go as far as deactivating it now. I no longer need it. Deactivate, because it's just extra bloat that slows down your website. There's no point. I'm going to come back through and delete most of this stuff, but I just want to go through anything I missed. Same thing with here. See if Elementor can do that, right? And you keep documenting. I'm going to skip ahead through the video because there are other things on here I want to go through. Like we've got Rank Math. Rank Math is a very famous SEO tool that a lot of SEOs use, but I did notice this redirection thing here. So if you know Rank Math at all, it's already got built-in redirections inside of it. So why do we have a plugin for redirections? You know what I mean? Like a lot of websites have all these bloated stuff that already can be taken care of by other plugins that you have. So the way to do this, right, as simple as like go in the settings here and then also open up Rank Math. So in Rank Math, right at the top here, we might find redirections, manage redirections. Then go over to that open tab that I have, find any setting where it's got the redirects. And all you're trying to do is take these URLs, these redirect URLs in the settings of each one. So we can see that if we go edit, so source URL has to go to this URL. That's what I'm seeing. Ideally, in rank math, you just copy the same thing. You make sure that it's not there already. So I might just, I might type the word chick, see if they've already set up the redirect inside of rank math, because sometimes rank math will adopt current settings. So it looks like they're kind of already doing it. If I go into the edit, okay, I can see that. So it's got that chick HTM. So it looks like it's the same thing. So I might go ahead and assume that I've done this already and they've replaced all settings from this old plugin that they no longer are using, and they've used rank math redirects instead. So there's 18 items here. Do they have 18 items in here? They've got 2 pages of 41 items. So I would need to go through and see whether or not they've gone through all of them. So right now I know it's safe to actually deactivate because my team have already gone through and done this with all of them. So I'm going to go find that redirection and then deactivate it. And then I'm going to delete them in bulk afterwards. Essentially go and delete all of them. A custom 404 page, if you don't know already, like the Elementor plugin. So Elementor itself has its own theme. And so inside of the theme builder for Elementor, if you can install the theme builder, if you get the theme, you can build a 404 pages inside of the theme builder. Now, it looks like, I'm not sure if we can access the theme builder because we don't have the theme installed, whether or not it will work for us. But basically in this theme builder, error 404 is here. You just create a template for what 404 pages look like. And it can be something very, very simple. You can even use their stock templates that are here. I'll show you in a sec. So I just skipped over to another website that I have, and you see that the 404 page was kind of designed like this, and this will appear as a 404 for every single website, every single page that lands on a 404 for your visitors. So that's the example there. So you would eventually just replace that wherever we saw it for the custom 404, and you would deactivate and delete that, and then just use the one that Elementor gives you on its thing. The same with shortcode. With shortcode, depending if they need this or not, you don't really need this. Like Elementor has a shortcode system inside of it. If you already know how to do that, then we would delete all this bloat because we don't need it. The backup and restore. Why do we have a backup and restore? Like most servers, if you're with Cloudways, for example, automatically back up your website every like hour or every day. So you would just deactivate and delete that because your server already does it. You delete these because why? The site kit by Google, it's such a, like all these things are such a waste because you don't really need them. Like any time that you want to inject custom code, which is another thing I see all the time, right? People have this like code light here, right? So if I look at this code light and go to code snippets, right? And we go to like header and footer, we'll see, I'm assuming they have some code. Doesn't look like they have any there, but do they have any as a code snippet? So we'll look at code snippet, and it looks like they've got some codes installed inside of here, right? And so this is a bit of a big no-no because if you actually look inside of, again, I'm going to point to Elementor. Elementor is the main builder we're using, right? With Elementor, and I'll just edit this and open a new tab, plus I'll go in Elementor, you go to custom code. Inside of Elementor, you use the same code from the old plugin for the WP code, and you just go in Elementor and add a custom code instead. So you just add it here, and you're like, okay, well, this is meant to get in, does it say the head section? Insert header wide. So just put this in the head section, you name it to whatever it is. I think it said link storm. And then priority 1, and then hit publish. And then you delete it from, like you can do this one by one if you want. So you do it that way. And then from here, this old plugin, you just deactivate it and then update maybe. Once you do it for all of them, then you delete this plugin for WP code because you don't need it. You're just saving space on this kind of stuff, right? So that's what you would do from there. And then you'll just debloat the website dramatically by deleting all this stuff. I think that's really all I'll cover now. There could be so many different use cases for this. One of the biggest things I see is that people have forms, contact form 7 or gravity forms, even though Elementor has its own built-in form system. So that's a big one as well. So I'm actually going to continue after this video. I'm going to pause here, but continue after the video. I'm going to continue to document and say I'm going to delete this and delete this, like delete this. Normally, sometimes I will document and say that what I'm replacing with. So for example, if I had Yoast activated, I would say replace Yoast with rank math. And basically I would go through all the settings inside of Yoast and make sure that when I set up the wizard inside of Rank Math and carry over all the same settings, if that makes sense. So all you're trying to do is like declutter and clean up your room, basically. So that's how to safely remove these. And then you would clear your cache at the end afterwards. You would open up the website, see if anything's broken. And then if it has, then not back up the website, restore the website to a previous backup. So you might go to your server provider and then restore the website to yesterday, for example, because it'll have a backup of yesterday's version. And you're good to go from there. And then you can just see which plugin broke the website, or you contact the server support team and they usually help you out. If you've got any questions, let me know. I'm here to help, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.